Hi, buddy. Here, go.
Hi everyone, it's Jung here for Hip Kit Club, and today I'm sharing a process video of my layout that I did for Sketch Friday. I designed the sketch for this week, so you can see how I design my layout around the sketch. I'm going to be using the January 2019 Hip Kits, and you can see some of the papers that I pulled out, and I chose those papers because they matched my photo. Alright, let's get started on the background. On the sketch, there was some ink splatters, bigger ink splatters, and I'm achieving this by using a big round brush, dipping it straight into the shimmers bottle, and holding my brush up high so it can create that splatter effect. And then for the little splatters, I'm just taking a smaller brush and scattering them around. The shimmers I'm using is from an older color kit, and it's Vibes, and it's called Snowy Man. I'm also going to take the Prima blue color that we got in the January color kit, and I'm going to splatter a little bit of that around as well. I've mentioned in a couple of blog posts recently that in the new year, when I put my layouts away, I look through my albums to see what layouts that I'm missing, and I try and do a little bit of catch up and kind of fill those empty spots. The photo that I am scrapping today is actually from 2017, and we had family photos taken when my youngest was about 5 months old. We hadn't had family photos done in a long time, and we haven't had any since, so I don't know what took me so long to scrap this photo. Actually, when I look at this photo, I just think about the most horrible haircut that I have ever gotten in my entire life. I probably shouldn't have gotten a haircut like a couple of days before the photos, but I really wanted one because I had a lot of postpartum hair growth and hair loss, and so I had just wanted a little trim, and the lady kind of made a mistake and gave me super short layers, and they weren't even. And so when I had to go get it fixed, they ended up having to chop off a lot just to even it out. And the whole time the lady was fixing my haircut, I could just see her in the mirror just shaking her head like what was the other stylist thinking? Anyways, have you guys had nightmare haircuts? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so back to the layout. You just saw me rip some papers, and if you guys have seen any of my videos, you probably know that I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and so even though I like that torn, messy look, I still want it to be somewhat straight, so I do use a ruler to tear my paper, as funny as that sounds. Alright, so after I attach my paper strips, I'm going to trim it and then take it off camera to do a little bit of machine stitching like you can see here. I also added a bit of stamping. I used the stars from the Chamel stamp set that we got from the kits, and I just used some light blue ink to add a little bit of extra detail where my splatters are. So I'm just going to roughen the edges a little bit, and I'm just going to use my nails to tear the paper in a few spots. I really like the way that looks. Alright, so I'm going to use some foam squares and my T-square ruler to adhere my photo to the layout. In the sketch, the photo was supposed to be almost as large as those paper strips are, so about 6 by 12. But I do my printing at home, and I don't have a large format printer, so I just adjusted this sketch with a photo that I did have already, and you can adjust the sketch however you like. You could take it literally, you could just be inspired by it. There's so many possibilities. I'm trying to think of a title, and I have 3 different options that I thought about. The So Happy We're Here is a die cut from the Pink Fresh Studio ephemera pack. The All Together is from the gold puffy stickers from Pink Fresh Studio, and then I'm going to spell out Our Family with some Pink Fresh Studio alpha stickers. And I really like the way this looks, but when I have it up against my photo, I think it's just too much blue right there on the right side. What do you guys think? Which one did you like the best? I ended up choosing this all together title because I think that gold just gives it a little bit of a pop on the right side, because right now all you have is white and just a little bit of ink splatters. I often make these layered stitch heart embellishments with some of the kits. I really love the way they look, so you see them on a lot of my layouts. That cream paper with the blue flowers and leaves on it was actually from the January 2019 printables. You can access those through the website if you are a subscriber. So I'm just going to go through the Pinkfresh Studio ephemera pack, and I'm going to pick out a few things that I like that go with the colors. That label at the top right says it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but a good amount of it actually is, and that is so real life right now. I'm just kind of looking through some of the products that came in our kits, trying to see what else would look good on my layout. If you know my style at all, you know that I'm not an over embellisher, and so everything that I choose with purpose, whether it be color, theme, size, and whether it works with everything else on the layout. Okay, so I pulled everything off so I can start attaching things to my layout. I'm going to use my T-square ruler, of course, and I'm going to line up my title. Even though that Pinkfresh Studio Puffy sticker is a sticker, I always like to add a little bit more glue behind it just for longevity reasons. Okay, so I'm just gonna start placing my layered hearts, and the best part about making your own embellishments is that you can make some more if you find that you want it in a different color. For example, I don't know if you noticed it earlier on in the video, but I had another heart already made with that cream and blue floral paper on top, but it had the same navy blue background as the heart next to it, and you can actually see it on the very top of the screen. And I didn't want two navy blue hearts next to each other, so I just went real quick, die cut another heart from that light blue paper and another heart from the blue floral paper that was the printable, and just made another one for that spot, if that makes sense. There is that piece that I was talking about right there. I ended up using it on that side of on the left side of the layout because of all the red, and I used one of the little acetate pieces off of the Pinkfresh Studio layer hearts and just added it to my layered hearts. So at this point, I'm just moving pieces of paper around, trying to see what looks good to me, and without taking away from the photo or the embellishments that I already have. I am going to attach that sunshine and rainbows labels with foam squares, and I find another word sticker, that one that says these are the days, and I'm going to attach it right underneath it. I ended up trimming a little bit off the bottom of that blue word sticker because there was a lot of space underneath the words. I'm going to add a staple with my Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher, but I guess I was out of frame for that, but you can see that right there. Alright, so I'm going to add the date. I always add the date because I don't put my layouts away right away, and I end up just stacking them up until January, and then I put them all away, so if the date's on there, it's easier to put them away in my albums chronologically. So I wanted to use another one of my layered hearts up at the top right, and the one that I had made that I wanted to put in that spot, the colors were perfect, but the size was a little too big, so I just went off camera and made another layered heart, and I made it one size smaller. These are the Pinkfresh Studio Puffy stickers, and I'm just going to look through them real quick to see what else I can put on my layout. I ended up choosing two of the blue floral stickers, and I'm just going to move them around until I get them how I like them. I actually really like scrapping a little bit of an older photo because I can look back and see just how much my girls have grown, especially the baby. In the photo there, she wasn't even crawling yet, and now she is running around, being a terror, and talking and just being independent. I mean, this is the whole reason I scrapbook, is so I can look back and remember how my kids have grown. Alright, so I'm just going to use the Pink Fresh Studio label sticker to write just a little bit about the photo, and I just put family photos. So since my title is gold, I knew I wanted to have gold somewhere else on the layout, and I remembered the sequin pack that we got in the kits had little tiny gold stars in them. So I chose to put one tiny gold star next to each of the embellishment clusters, and I really like the way it looks. The stars add just a little bit of gold without competing with the rest of the layout. That little tool I was using is actually from Silhouette. It has kind of like a sticky tack kind of material on the end, and it allows you to grab little tiny embellishments and place it exactly on the spot you want it, and you can just lift up the tool and your embellishment will stay there. So on the sketch, it had some ink splatters on the top, and that got covered up by the pattern paper, so I'm just going to add another droplet. I'm going to add a few splatters of the Prima color, and I'm actually going to cheat a little bit and paint on some splatters. And I think that about finishes up my layout. If you'd like to participate in the sketch challenge, make sure you head over to the Hip Kit Club group Facebook page. I will try and leave a link down below. I hope you enjoyed this process video. Thanks for watching. Bye!